We've seen how the input function is useful to read text from the user, and how that text can be conveniently saved in a variable of type string. But what if the user's input we're interested in was of a different type? For instance, what if we wanted to read the user's age or any other numeric value for that matter? In that case, we need to perform a data type conversion between the original string and the target numeric type in order to make it usable in subsequent arithmetic computations. I've already introduced the keywords that Python uses to represent different data types, such as str, int, float, or bool. Well, these keywords may act as functions suitable for type conversions. Each function accepts an argument of any type and returns a value of the target type represented by the function name when possible. Let me show you an example. In this code, you see variable x adopting an initial value of 2.5. This is a value of type float, also called a floating point number, as deduced from the presence of a decimal point in the constant on the right-hand side of the assignment. The second statement uses typename int as a function by passing variable x to it and capturing the result in variable y. The value saved in y is now an integer value equal to the truncated numeric value read from x, namely 2. We can use the same strategy to convert strings to integers. In this second example, you can see variable a being initialized to a string formed of characters 2, 5, and 4. We know it's a string because the constant on the right-hand side of the assignment uses the single quotes notation. The second line of code converts the string into an integer and saves a value of type int into variable b. This value can now be safely used in arithmetic operations. To practice this concept and to test your ability to integrate this with everything you've previously learned, let me propose the following problem. Create a new project named age. Your program should perform the following actions. First, it should ask the user to enter the current calendar year and wait for the user to provide this information. Then it should read the user's age from the keyboard, also after showing the appropriate prompt message. With this information, the program should calculate the year in which the user was born and print it on the console before finishing. Now pause the video and give it a shot. I'll be here waiting. Alright, let me show you my proposed solution to solve this problem. Again, considering that this is not the only possible approach and that yours may also be correct even if your code differs slightly, and of course as long as it behaves as specified. Let's start by creating the age project. In the first block of code, we read the current year from the user, like so. Current year equal input, enter current year, :space. Now remember, the text read from the user is a string, which we now need to convert into an integer as follows. Current year equal int current year. As you can see, this assignment overwrites the value of current year. It repurposes the same variable to store the converted value. Next, we read the user's age with the same steps. Age equal input, how old are you? ? Space. And the type conversion, age equal int age. Finally, we use one last block of code to calculate the birth year and to print it. The birth year can be calculated as the current year minus the user's age. We're leveraging here an expression to perform the calculation and an assignment to save the result into a new variable called birth_year. With one additional print call, we output a message that reads, "You were born in," followed by the computed birth year. Once our code is complete, let's save the file and run the program. When I'm asked for the current year, I'll enter 2020. And when I'm asked for my age, I'll enter 25. It doesn't fly, does it? The program then tells me that I was born in 1995. Did this work? Pause the video and take a moment to make sure this all works for you. and I'll be back with some additional considerations. If you enjoyed this content, you may watch the rest of this lesson at computersciencecamp.com, linked in the description below. You'll be able to follow along with coding samples and problems in our embedded code editor. Drop your questions in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to help support the channel. Thank you, and happy coding!